Hello and welcome to the webinar for importing animal byproducts from the European Union into Great Britain. This webinar will cover the upcoming changes to importing goods into Great Britain, steps that traders need to take in order to be ready for the new requirements, an insight into what those requirements are, and the policies behind them and steps you can start to undertake now ahead of the 1st of October 2021. So we start today's session with a quick recap on why we find ourselves here today. The UK has left the EU Single Market and Customs Union, and Her Majesty's government is responsible for protecting the UK's biosecurity. This means that we need to ensure products entering the United Kingdom are safe, of quality, and don't pose any health risks to citizens. As you are probably aware, the new import controls are being introduced in a phased way. And earlier this year, some new requirements were introduced. The next set of requirements will come into effect from the 1st of October 2021, and then from January the 1st, 2022. From the 1st of October 2021, product imported into Great Britain must meet both customs, sanitary, and phytosanitary requirements. These SPS controls apply on certain products to protect the nation's biosecurity and to control disease. An updated border operating model was published in July this year, which provides detailed information on how the import regime will work. Before we start with the overview of the upcoming controls for October 2021, we want to be clear on what we mean when we say animal byproducts. Animal byproducts are materials of animal origin that are not for human consumption. ABPs include, among others, animal feed, organic fertilizers and soil improvers, and technical products. ABPs can spread animal disease or chemical contaminants and can be dangerous to animal and human health if not properly used. GB rules will regulate their movement, processing, and disposal. Animal byproducts are divided into 3 categories based on the risk they pose. Category 1 ABPs are high risk. Category 2 ABPs are also high risk. And Category 3 ABPs are lower risk. From the 1st of October 2021, there will be new changes for products of animal origin and animal byproducts. These animal products will need to be pre-notified on the import of products, animals, food and feed system, also known as IPAFFS. And they will need to be accompanied by a certified export health certificate to enable documentary checks to be carried out. The following slides will cover these changes in further detail. ABPs not for human consumption are currently required to be accompanied by official ABP commercial documentation, which will continue. High-risk ABPs need pre-authorization before they can be imported. High-risk ABPs in Category 3 processed animal protein must be pre-notified via IPAFFS in advance of these goods' arrival by the GP importer to allow inland audits of destination premises to be conducted. From October 2021, ABPs not for human consumption must be accompanied by an export health certificate, official declaration, or other official documentation, depending on the commodity being imported. Pre-notification using IPAFFS before arrival at the border will be required. We will now take you through the process the exporter must follow to send goods to Great Britain. The exporter will need to ensure that goods meet Great Britain's import requirements as outlined in the export health certificate. The competent authority has been contacted and steps have been taken to enable the certification and inspection of goods. That an electronic copy of the certified export health certificate has been sent to the importer, and that the original certified health certificate and all other supporting documentation travels with the consignment. There are also actions that Dave, as an importer, must take prior to goods entering Great Britain. The importer should obtain an EORI number, check the business exporting the goods has met their requirements, ensure customs declarations are carried out. These can be made by the importer, or an agent can be hired to do this on their behalf. They must source the relevant commodity codes, ensure the value of goods is known, find out if you can reduce or delay duty payment, check the labelling, marking, and marketing standard rules, obtain an electronic copy of the EHC from the exporter, raise a pre-notification on IPAFFS prior to arrival at the border. This can be done by an agent acting on their behalf. Upload the electronic copy of the EHC to the IPAFFS notification. Be prepared for remote documentary checks to be carried out. Get your goods through customs. Claim a VAT refund. Claim for any rejected goods. And finally, keep a record of invoices. The retained official control regulations set the framework for border checks and pre-notification requirements. From October 2021, traders must pre-notify the arrival of consignments using IPAFFS. Goods must be pre-notified 24 hours prior to the arrival at the point of entry. Where logistical constraints prevent pre-notification 24 hours in advance of arrival, a derogation can be applied allowing traders to pre-notify less than 24 hours, but no less than 4 hours prior to arrival. Individual port health authorities can apply the derogation and set pre-notification times between 24 and 4 hours according to local circumstances. To summarise, the pre-notification requirements are: the consignment must have been pre-notified in advance of the goods entering Great Britain. Pre-notification can only be raised via IPAFFS. In order to do this, you must have registered for an IPAFFS account. And port health authorities should be contacted to determine pre-notification timescales. Now moving on to export health certificates. All ABP coming into Great Britain from the EU from 1st of October must be accompanied by a certified export health certificate. The export health certificate is issued to the EU exporter by the competent authority in the exporting country, in line with Great Britain's import requirements. The exporter must provide the importer with an electronic copy of the certified export health certificate. The exporter must ensure the original export health certificate travels with the consignment. It is the importer's responsibility to upload the copy of the export health certificate to IPAFFS. You should speak with the EU exporter to make certain they are prepared to obtain an export health certificate. Copies of model export health certificates are available on gov.uk, so you can familiarise yourself with these requirements. Now we are going to talk about the import of product, animals, food and feed system, referred to as IPAFFS. IPAFFS is the IT system that enables GB importers to notify the relevant authorities of the arrival of goods that are subject to SPS controls. From the 1st of October, all ABP arriving from the EU will need to be pre-notified via IPAFFS. As the importer, it is your responsibility to ensure you have pre-notified the arrival of goods in advance. You should ensure the EU exporter has provided you with an electronic copy of the certified export health certificate and that a copy of the certificate has been uploaded to the notification. This process allows for remote documentary checks to take place. You will need to register for an IPAFFS account via the Government Gateway ID. Please be aware that the first person to register will become the administrative owner, and any notification raised on IPAFFS must be made by the person responsible for the load. The next section provides a breakdown of the information you need to include on your information. You will need to include information on what you're importing, the date of import into GB, which country it will come from, and the consignment's place of destination. We would like to note that between October and December 2021, importers will be required to submit a simplified notification in IPAFFS, known as an IMP notification. From January 2022, this notification will change and additional details will be required. Documentary checks will be taking place from October 2021, and these will be conducted remotely, and goods will be able to enter Great Britain through any point of entry. The next slide covers product-specific requirements for certain commodities. Prohibitions and restrictions are import and export conditions that apply to trade between the EU and other countries. Now that the United Kingdom is no longer part of the EU, we must also apply these conditions. P&R measures have applied for exports to the EU since January 2021, and these will also apply for imports into Great Britain from October 2021. As some of these measures place a burden on GB and EU businesses, DEFRA is working with the EU Commission to explore options around P&R. Groupage is defined as the commercial grouping of multiple consignments within a single sealed trailer or container. Engagement is underway to determine the best process and outcome regarding the groupage inspection process. Currently, there are 3 models under review: consolidation hub and single lorry seal, sequential and single lorry seal, and linear and multiple pallet seals. Here we capture the upcoming changes from the 1st of January 2022. Identity and physical checks will be introduced for products of animal origin, animal byproducts, and germinal products. We will provide more information on the January changes throughout the autumn. Thank you for your time.